Hey everybody, so we're going to start looking at exercise number 55, municipalities of Finland. So we're going to load the municipal information. I kind of read through this, the rows. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm just kind of, as you see me talk about it, I'm kind of relearning it as I go, or remembering how to solve the problem as I go. So anyways, the rows are different geographic. Okay, first one's about Finland as a whole, and all the different municipalities. Okay, so we only contain only rows about municipalities. Okay, let's take a look through this. So I think the first thing that I want to do, see the few things. For me, I need to know kind of what is going on inside of this CSV before I kind of think too much more about it. So I've loaded this up already using CSV. It is separated by tabs, so I need to make sure I do my sep equals t. I think that's the correct. I think that's the correct thing. Let's go back up to that. Sep equals /t. Looks good. All right, so let's try that again. I just want to get some insight into like what does my data look like. So I can see DF looks something like this. Looks like there's I could do some other things. I could do is this the one that has info? Info's a nice one. Print df.shape. Let me just get some ideas about kind of, because I think this is just a general good practice for data analysis, is to see like what does my data look like before I go too much further. So I have my DF. I can get my info on here. Info should give me some other stuff, but maybe that's later on when we get deeper into this. Anyways, okay. Info. Let me try that again. Ah, there we go. It'll give us some info. Will just give us some like summaries of each thing. So it looks through the column and it sees like what kind of how many items we find in there. A bunch of non-null stuff. These are the names of each thing. We can see what kind of things are stored in there. Are they objects? Or are they ints? Or are they decimal numbers? Just kind of a good idea to see what's in there. And we can see the shape is 490 by 7. Okay, so we have a good idea about kind of what's going on in the data. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, and so it was saying in here about we want to make sure that we get an appropriate argument for this so it gets the row as the index. If we look back up here, it's talking about CSV files. If you had student data stored in there, like one of the columns, I think if we look into our data, when we look at these columns, one of the columns is region. And so we want that to be, instead of like data within our column, we want that to be the indexes for our entire data frame. So we're going to go into here, and I think we need to add something into our read CSV, and we're going to say, all right, so index column. So our index column is going to be, what's it going to be? It's going to be, I think, this region 2018. So let's try that again. This should just slightly change our stuff up. So you see when I get our data frame, now we can see that the first index, the first column is going to be all of our indexes. Let me try and print df.head. No more if these things are methods or if they are. Let's try this again. Yeah, method. So we can see now, yeah, this is, so these are all the indexes. Good. We have population here. Good. I think we don't want region 2018 to even appear as a piece of data, but maybe we'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah, so let's see here. All right, so I think it's not ultimately going to matter here. We can just skip that row. I feel like I'd like to not have that in our data. Let's see if we want to print this out. So one thing I can do in here, so I've read this in, I have that region in there. I want to kind of see what is in the first 5 rows. So I'm going to say print df. I'm going to say iloc because we want to use the implicit, the kind of built-in numbering system. So we're going to say like 0 to 5. So it should be 0 up through but not including 5, and that should print out down here. So if we run this, yeah, we can see we are getting this region. I think I'd like to remove that, but I don't think it's necessary for this one. Just wonder if there's some way we could do next time. I'll have to look into that. I might put that, append that at the end of the video. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off track. So more than I already have. Let's go back into this one. So we want to get these. These are all of the municipalities that I want, and I just want to return those. Okay, so all I need to do here is, this is a way of like printing them. I could also say, I could do this multiple different ways. I could say loc, in which case we're using the actual names rather than the kind of built-in numbering system. We could say this to this. Oops, it's gonna run. Oh no. Let's see. In here, we want to have this to this, and we're gonna print it. But I think we're gonna ultimately want to make sure that we return it. Let's try to run that. Cool. So we see we're getting all this data in here. I really don't like this region 2018 business. Oh well. Maybe that's gonna be the name of the thing. Anyways, so we'll do that. You could do it loc here. I think you could also do this without the loc. Yeah, and so we're returning the same thing. It's the title of that. Maybe he's putting in the title. Anyways, let's do this. So instead of printing, we're just gonna do return. Okay, and then we run this. Get the correct answer. We're gonna configure Python test, unit test, test, test. Boom, there we go. All right. Okay, so the key things in here, adding in the ability to designate one of the columns as being the index column. And I wonder if that just puts this as the name of that. Anyways, and then we're gonna return this value. Oh yeah, let's see one thing I could do in here to check. I could just print, let's say df iloc, and then we'll do 0. So let's try and run that. Let's see what we get there. Yeah, we get that first. What if we do 0 to 1? Okay, so that is probably the label, and then this is the whole country. So okay, we're all good. I think that was a little bit confusing that this was in there. All right.